Key events of the Battle of Nancy. In 1477, the Battle of Nancy, fought on January 5, 1477, marked a pivotal moment in the history of France and the Duchy of Lorraine. It was a significant clash in the context of the Burgundian Wars, ultimately leading to the decline of Burgundian power in the region. This video will explore the key events leading up to the battle itself, and its aftermath. The rise of Burgundian power. In the 15th century, the Duchy of Burgundy emerged as one of the most powerful states in Europe, controlling vast territories across modern-day France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Its rise was largely due to the strategic leadership of Duke Philip the Good and his grandson, Charles the Bold. Under their reigns, Burgundy expanded its influence through a combination of military conquest and astute political alliances. Duke Philip the Good, who ruled from 1419 to 1467, was instrumental in consolidating Burgundian power. He skillfully navigated the complex political landscape of Europe, forming alliances through marriage and diplomacy. His reign saw the annexation of territories such as the County of Flanders and the Duchy of Brabant, which significantly enriched Burgundy and enhanced its status. The wealth generated from trade and industry in these regions allowed Philip to maintain a formidable court and a powerful military. Following Philip's death, Charles the Bold ascended to the throne. Ambitious and militaristic, Charles sought to elevate Burgundy to the status of a major European kingdom. His expansionist policies, however, often brought him into conflict with neighboring states, particularly France. Charles aimed to unify the Burgundian territories and annex additional lands, including the Duchy of Lorraine, which he viewed as a critical step in achieving his goals. Lorraine and the death of Duke René II. Duke René II of Lorraine was a key figure opposing Charles' aggressive expansion. As a claimant to the Burgundian territories, René was determined to reclaim his lands from Charles' grasp. The relationship between Burgundy and Lorraine was fraught with tension, particularly as Charles sought to fully annex Lorraine into his Burgundian realm. René ruled Lorraine with a vision of maintaining its independence. However, after his death in 1470, the political landscape shifted dramatically. Tensions escalated as Charles intensified his efforts to consolidate power, viewing Lorraine as a necessary acquisition to achieve his ambitions. The young René, son of Duke René II, found himself in a precarious position, facing a formidable adversary in Charles the Bold. The precipitating conflict. The situation reached a boiling point in 1476 when Charles the Bold invaded Lorraine, seeking to solidify his control over the region. His military campaign was characterized by swift and brutal tactics, as he aimed to capture strategic locations and quell any resistance. The invasion marked a significant escalation in hostilities. In the face of Charles' aggression, René's son fled to France, urgently seeking support to reclaim his father's duchy. The French king, Louis XI, recognized the strategic importance of Lorraine and viewed the conflict as an opportunity to weaken Burgundian influence. Louis decided to support René in his efforts to resist Charles, forming an alliance that would set the stage for a larger confrontation. Key events leading to the battle. The invasion of Lorraine. In the summer of 1476, Charles the Bold successfully invaded Lorraine, capturing key cities and fortifying his position. His forces advanced rapidly, overwhelming local defenses and instilling fear among the populace. By the end of the year, Charles had effectively taken control of Nancy, the capital of Lorraine, marking a significant victory in his campaign. Charles' tactics relied heavily on the use of mercenaries and a well-equipped army, which allowed him to assert dominance in the region. His capture of Nancy not only provided a strategic stronghold, but also served as a symbolic victory that showcased his military prowess. The formation of alliances. In response to Charles' escalating aggression, Louis XI of France took decisive action. He formed an alliance with various factions within Lorraine, including those loyal to the young René. This coalition aimed to counteract Burgundian expansion and restore Lorraine's independence. Louis' support was crucial, as it not only provided military assistance, but also legitimized René's claim to the duchy. The alliance was characterized by a shared commitment to resist Burgundian domination, and it united various factions within Lorraine against a common enemy. The French king's strategic vision played a key role, in rallying support for René and galvanizing the Lorraine forces. The gathering of forces. As winter approached, both sides prepared for the impending conflict. Charles assembled a formidable army, bolstered by mercenaries and noblemen from across his territories. His forces were well trained and equipped, ready to carry out his ambitious plans. Meanwhile, the French-aligned forces under René II gathered in Nancy, determined to defend their homeland. The impending battle would not only determine the fate of Lorraine but also shape the balance of power in the region for years to come. The stage was set for a climactic confrontation that would have lasting implications for both the Duchy of Burgundy and the future of Lorraine. The Battle of Nancy, a pivotal conflict of 1477, the prelude to battle. On January the 5th, 1477, the stage was set for one of the most significant battles of the late medieval period, the Battle of Nancy. The weather was harsh, with snow blanketing the ground, creating challenging conditions for both armies involved. The Burgundians, under Duke Charles the Bold, were confident in their military prowess, believing their well-trained forces could easily overpower the defenders of Lorraine. The tension in the air was palpable as both sides prepared for the inevitable confrontation. As dawn broke, the Burgundian forces began their advance toward Nancy, the capital of Lorraine. The snow crunched beneath their feet, and the biting cold added to the grim atmosphere. Charles had a reputation for his aggressive tactics, and was determined to assert dominance over Lorraine once and for all. The Lorraine defenders, led by Duke René II, had gathered their forces, bolstered by local militias eager to protect their homeland. The initial clash. The battle commenced early in the morning, with the Burgundian army launching a fierce assault. Charles' forces were organized in a traditional battle formation, relying heavily on their cavalry to break through the Lorraine lines. The initial engagement was marked by intense combat. Both sides suffered significant casualties as they clashed in the snow-laden fields. The Burgundian cavalry charged forward, attempting to exploit any weaknesses in the Lorraine defenses. The defenders, however, were resolute. They fought bravely, driven by a sense of urgency to protect their land from invasion. The sounds of clashing steel and the cries of soldiers filled the air as the battle raged on. The ground became a gruesome tableau of valor and desperation, with both sides fiercely contesting every inch of territory. The turning point. As the battle progressed, a critical turning point emerged. The tide shifted dramatically when René II's troops, invigorated by their commitment to defend their homeland, launched a counterattack. The Lorraine forces displayed remarkable resilience, managing to hold their ground against the Burgundian onslaught. In the chaos of battle, however, Charles became separated from his troops, leading to confusion and disarray within the Burgundian ranks. This moment of disorganization proved fatal for Charles. The initial confidence of the Burgundian forces began to erode as they realized they were not facing a defeated enemy, but a determined and organized resistance. The Lorraine defenders, fighting not only for their lands, but for their very survival, rallied together with renewed vigor, pushing back against the invaders. The decisive moment. As the battle continued to unfold, the Lorraine forces managed to encircle the Burgundian soldiers. What had started as a confident assault, for Charles now devolved into a desperate struggle for survival. The Burgundian forces, once thought to be invincible, found themselves trapped and outnumbered. Charles, recognizing the precariousness of his situation, attempted to regroup his forces and regain control of the battle. However, it was too late. The Lorraine soldiers pressed their advantage, exploiting the gaps in the Burgundian lines. The momentum shifted entirely, and the once dominant Burgundian army began to rout, with soldiers fleeing in panic. Aftermath of the battle. The death of Charles the Bold. In the aftermath of the battle, the consequences were dire for the Burgundian leadership. Charles the Bold was found dead on the battlefield, his body discovered in a nearby marsh. His death marked a profound blow to Burgundian power, and ended the years of territorial expansion that had characterized his reign. The loss of their leader sent shockwaves through the Burgundian state, leading to uncertainty and disarray among the remaining forces. The impact on Lorraine. With Charles' defeat, René II was able to reclaim his father's duchy and restore Lorraine's independence. The victory at Nancy solidified his position as duke and allowed him to strengthen alliances with France. The victory was not just a military success, it revitalized the spirit of Lorraine and fostered a resurgence of local pride and unity against external threats. The shift in power dynamics. The defeat at Nancy marked a turning point in the Burgundian Wars. The loss of Charles the Bold weakened the Burgundian state significantly, leading to its eventual dissolution. In the years that followed, the territories once under Burgundian control were gradually absorbed into France and the Habsburg Empire. The Battle of Nancy not only changed the fate of Lorraine but also reshaped the political landscape of Western Europe. The Battle of Nancy stands as a testament to the complexities of power, loyalty, and the relentless pursuit of independence in the face of overwhelming odds. Its legacy continues to resonate in the annals of European history, highlighting the ever-shifting dynamics of feudal politics and warfare. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on historical events. Let us know in the comments what you would like to learn about next.